Taking the scenic route along the table, huh?
Taking the scenic route, dog.
What up, what up?
What's up, dog? Hey, I'm waiting, bro. Is he coming out of the bathroom?
Nah, he's actually coming out of the emergency room.
Wow, you're a dick, bro. You're a dick.
So,
well, I don't know if you first want to say, hey, it'll get better.
So Forrest is not able to make it this week. We'll talk about it next week, but
hopefully he gets better.
He'll be better. He'll be better. He's already at home resting and he's good. He doesn't have COVID, so he just he's an extreme person and he's doing extreme activities on the weekend, so he had to get something done. But enough said. We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah. With that said, man, welcome to the boxing.
Welcome to the HoldEm podcast.
Damn, bro. I'm always messing up, dog.
It's Monday. It's Monday, man.
It's Monday. It's a long day. Ever since I found out about Forrest, man, I got all nervous. Nah, but like I said, he's a good daredevil.
Yeah.
Big shout out.
Evil Knievel, huh?
Evil Knievel there. He's our Evil Knievel.
All right. Let's rip on him when he gets here, man.
This week I want to do, I think we're kind of like flowing during the week about this, right?
Yeah.
About how us as human beings have, done some damage. And I sent you something, and you said, "Oh man, that's BS," right?
Yeah.
Or you felt like it was more like BS. Or...
You sent me something, and I didn't really agree with it, or I was kind of like,
I doubt it.
Which one was it?
It was where I sent you something about we're probably not gonna be able to make it to 2029 with sea turtles. We're not gonna get to see
things that were gonna be extinct. Yes. Yeah.
Do you still have the list?
I felt like it was maybe a little dramatic, so I don't think all those things will be gone.
But read them out to the fans out there, man, so they can know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Damn, we sent a lot of stuff, man.
I know we do. That's what happens when you got to do research for the HoldEm podcast, man. We just keep on talking about stuff.
All right, so it said things that will be gone by 2029. The Great Barrier Reefs, the Amazon rainforest, Arctic ice, rhinos and sea turtles, adequate water supply, reliable food production, safe climate, and human existence as we know it.
Whoa, okay. So which one is the one that kind of creeped you out or like you disagree with?
I think reliable food production is one of them. I think the water supply, man, I don't want to brush it off like it's not serious.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to say it's not serious because, like, it's a serious thing, But I think I'm hoping that we come up with more solutions. I mean, you have Bill Gates that made that machine that extracts water from your poop and makes drinking water. Have you seen that?
No.
So it's pretty much like technically like human feces has like a high moisture rate, right? So what he did is created some sort of distillation machine that processes. You literally like put buckets of shit in there, and it presses it, and it like does something to purify it, and then at the end you get clean water. And he even showed it like in the video. He drinks a cup out of it. Like they load it up, processes, and he has the glass right there. And I'll be honest, it looked cleaner than most of the water we get out of any of our taps. And this was mainly a solution that he invented for. I think it was a big problem in India. In India, where not only is not having purified drinking water a problem, but also not having the proper sewage is a problem. So therefore, it's contaminating which little clean water they have. So instead of because since they don't have the proper sewage, people are just walking up to like the river and taking a crap. Yeah. And then that's the river that goes into the drinking water.
And they contaminate the whatever water supply they have.
Exactly.
Shit, dog.
So it's pretty much like they're doing it to themselves, right? Like by going and getting the water dirty and then drinking that same water because that's the only water they got.
And you hit on the point that I wanted to talk about. We ourselves are hurting ourselves.
Yeah.
We're hurting our own future.
100%, man. Like we really can't blame anybody else but ourselves.
We can't blame the UFOs. They're probably here for that reason.
Probably why they haven't come because they're going to exterminate themselves anyways.
Did you send me that post? Of the UFO that somebody saw? No, you didn't, right?
Nah.
Somebody, and like I said, we still got to get back to that conversation, but This week, somebody sent me a post of a UFO, like literally, like clear, bro, clear. Whoever took that picture, I don't know if it's photoshopped or what, but they're going on a
Green
two-way
screen.
highway. It looks like either Seattle, Portland. It could be upstate New York, and you just see a couple of them, bro, like really clear, dog.
Really?
And they're like, dude, are they coming? You know?
I mean, Seattle and Portland have always had like
right, concentration.
higher sightings and that whole Utah area too.
Yeah, the Utah. Yeah,
because of elevation too and all that. So
but what I'm saying is, they're not coming here because we're helping this earth. We're actually destroying the earth. And the reason why I wanted also C to be here is because C does have a business that deals with, as you can see, plants and everything. You know what I mean? So you're very familiar with what's going on. And
Yeah.
even you said the heat. We're talking about the heat right now when we're
when we were getting
Prepping.
ready right now, I was saying that it's been so much hotter these last few weeks, and a lot hotter than usual, where I had to change up our watering schedule for the plants because they weren't making it past our old schedule that was
Right.
doing it. And obviously, man, if you have a plant store and your plants die, you're losing money.
You're losing money.
You know, so and that shows you. I mean, I've dealt with plants my whole life, and it's never been
an issue.
you know. And this year, even like my house plants, like that are out in the yard, I'm seeing them
Dying.
browning on the leaves and all the common traits that show you that it's burning. Yeah, like it's too much light, it's receiving too much light, and it's drying out.
Okay, now once he said that, something clicked in my head because my fish at my house died too.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, how does a fish that gets food in the morning, every week I change the water, the filters, everything, I check everything, eats twice a day, you know what I mean, just die. And you know what? I started thinking the goddamn heat, man.
Yeah,
It's a heat wave.
especially if it's glass and
Yeah.
it was getting some sort of light from the window.
It wasn't though, bro.
It had to be getting some heat, man. What about when you leave a cup of water in your house and you don't turn on the AC?
Exactly,
And then it
dog.
gets warm.
It gets warm.
Now imagine that temperature. If this fish is from a cold water climate that has colder waters,
Yeah.
which, let's be real, most oceans and most aquatic life are not in hot springs.
Right,
They're
right.
in cold temperatures, you know?
And
Cool
it-
temperatures.
And you took me to somebody else that shared a story with me. They're like, I wonder how their turtle. They had turtles, you know, those turtles that we buy at pet stores, and they're like, it was a healthy turtle. They had it for a few, I mean, more than a few years. I think like 6 years, and all of a sudden it died too, like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So can it be the heat? So we are getting warmer, guys. We are getting warmer. One of the things that they were talking about in that post was that the ice is melting, man. So do you think anything like has to do with global warming?
Oh, definitely. I think we're seeing like a shift in weather, in the weather cycles in general.
In general,
So
yeah.
obviously, if we're seeing a shift in the weather cycles, and you know, now places that were colder are getting hotter, and places that were hotter are now getting colder, you know, it's gonna affect the ice caps melting. So,
Which is crazy.
and for example, like, okay, so in California, we're always in a drought, right?
yeah.
Like, since I was a kid, I remember like, oh, you're in a drought. So, for example, right now that we're in a drought, supposedly, I need to water my plants more because it's so hot that they're dying. So it's like, if I water the plants to keep them alive, I'm technically digging myself into another hole, right? Because we're wasting more
You're
water.
wasting more water.
Exactly.
So, like, it's not a win-win situation. Now, and the reason why we're talking about this is because, what was it? How long ago? A couple of weeks or like
I
a
think
month?
it was
Like a month ago?
a month ago when I brought it up the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a month ago.
So, sends me something from Dubai where they're creating artificial rain because it's so damn hot in Dubai. And we start getting into it because I'm saying, like, well, if Dubai is able to create fake rain, why isn't California creating fake rain? Now, this is where I thought C was going to be on my side. This is what happens when you start having dialogue before the show. All right, before we do the podcast. So he tells me, like, you know, oh, yeah, I agree with you, but you really didn't agree with me. You're saying we shouldn't help Mother Nature.
We shouldn't because Um, at the end of the day, like Southern California is mostly like dry desert land. Okay, so if we started bringing in, started making it rain, and we
Right.
see a big influx of water now in our ecosystem or whatever it's
Right.
considered. Think about like Joshua Tree. Think about like different parks that are much more of a desert environment. Like what's gonna happen to that? Think about
right.
like how
Death
these
Valley.
think about these weather patterns and how they could affect the birds
Right.
or bees or insects that travel through this region to pollinate that we don't even think about on the daily, but when you think about it on the larger scale, it's part of like our ecosystem,
Ecosystem.
that it sustains like our life.
Nah, and usually we double down on this one, but let me see. What about the heat, bro? Do you think the heat is actually messing them up now? Because we're not gathering enough water, we're not gathering, and maybe like I said, I see it as if I go to Big Bear, I see people that have those, I guess those lake properties, right? And they used to have like a little, a little thing for their boat, and now they don't have anything. They just have dirt. They have mud. They have whatever they have. You know what I mean?
Because it's like dried out.
Because it's dried out. If you go up to what is it, Santa Maria, you go through that like big lake, and then I mean you can literally see the shadow of where it used to be to like what it is now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the limits are low. You don't think that also affects whatever, like you said, the migrations, the
I think
pollination?
that's gonna affect. It's gonna affect because, for example, like maybe there's some sort of like animals that used to feed off of the fish and other
Right.
animals that were living right there. Now it's moving back, so now
They're
these animals are
migrating.
migrating to follow their food.
Right.
Like that. That's just their natural instinct to survive.
No, and I didn't really get into this whole how they do it in Dubai, but is there any way like if they create that fake rain, like they just say they create fake rain just in like Big Bear, just in that lake that I'm talking about up by Santa Maria, can they do that, or does it have to be like
See,
something where they
I
just
don't.
blow
I
it all
don't.
out?
I wish I would have done more research on the fake rain.
Right.
Like, what exactly did that make it categorized as fake rain?
Right.
Did they just, because I mean they have massive skyscrapers, okay?
Right.
So did they just put like massive sprinklers on the roof of every building to kind of like when you go to Palm Springs and they have
Okay, that
misters,
mist,
they have the
yeah.
misters to keep you cool, right?
Right,
So
I get you.
was it something like that, or was it something where it actually created, its own little mini water cycle where there was like the whole process of like the condensation and Ricky the Raindrop
Ricky
would
the
have
Rain-
explained this better than me, but and then actually it fell from a cloud, because I
Okay.
think if it fell from a cloud, I think we're fucking shit up.
We're fucking shit up.
Yeah, but
Okay.
if they just put sprinklers on a skyscraper, I mean, when you go to Universal
Vegas.
Studios. No, when you go to Universal Studios and they do the rain,
Right,
the
right,
rain
right, right.
simulation, right? If they did something like that, then that's not that bad.
Okay, now, and I mean, I'm thinking out of the box, but like I said, you don't want to fuck the ecosystems up.
Yeah.
But let's say, we have guys like Bill Gates that are squeezing water out of like shit, you know what I mean, or poop, if this scientist, instead of like trying to go to the moon for like what, $3 million, what was it? What were they? What were they
Stupid
charging? To go to the moon?
Like the ticket to go to the moon.
Right.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous.
Instead of doing all that, man, if we start investing as human beings into like helping the environment, right? Like let's say Bill Gates already squeezing out of, like I said, poop.
Yeah.
But let's say they just said, okay, let's figure out a way where we could create water into these lakes, where we could create water where we need to have water. You know what I mean?
Well, I saw something that made me think that was interesting, that it kind of shows you, I guess, our, I don't know, I guess our thought process and like our reasoning that we've become to as a society, where, okay, so our excuse for like colonizing and exploring the moon and Mars and all that is because like, we need to ensure our survival as a species. Right, like that's the master like excuse for everything. Like, oh, it's that's the only way we can ensure our survival if we become a multi-planet species. But the truth is, man, like if you think about it, if they focus, you have three like billionaires
right.
that are really on this little space race right now.
Right.
If they put all those resources into
Helping-
saving our current planet that we're in, I mean, like, we wouldn't have to worry about going to live on the moon because
Right.
Earth is fucked. It'd be like, no, we saved the Earth.
We saved the Earth.
Exactly.
We saved
but,
the Earth.
But our mindset is more of like, oh, hey, this is broken. Let's move on to the next one. Because we've become like consumers.
Right.
So now that we've consumed everything from this planet,
Let's go
let's go to
consume-
the next one.
And I watched this movie, guys. It's called Total Recall. Did you watch Total Recall? When they go to Mars?
That's like the old one, right?
Yeah, the old one.
Yeah.
They go to Mars. There's no goddamn oxygen, dude. I seen the fucking lady with the 3 breasts. You know what I mean? I'm on this shit ain't gonna work out. So maybe, like you said, we have 3 billionaires that are
Yeah.
like trying to compete with one another about going to the moon and going into space. Let's try to focus into like helping this planet, man. Helping, I mean, just for us to survive. I mean, and maybe not us. You know what I mean? Maybe our kids. You know what I mean?
Maybe
our kids,
or not even our kids, but
our
maybe
grandkids.
maybe for them to actually see, like, yo, like, I mean, you had a friend that their turtle died, right?
Right.
So what if like our grandkids, turtles are extinct, you
Right.
know? Like that's.
Or sharks, bro. And we're going back.
I think
to,
sharks are never gonna die,
No,
bro.
bro.
Those fools-
Hey, bro. I'm telling you right now. Okay, and you guys are gonna trip out because, like I said, I always watch Shark Week and shit like that, right? Sharks are getting so weird that they're killing each other now. Like, I guess in order for us to control, like in Australia they do it. In order to control the surfers or people to be safe in the water, they put some type of hooks where the sharks, if they come in, they'll bite the bait and they'll get stuck in there, right? Mm-hmm. But now what they're seeing is that there's other sharks that are just waiting for the sharks to get caught up so they could eat them. So they're becoming like cannibals. You know, they're killing their own. They're killing sharks. Are killing sharks.
Sharks have always killed other sharks, man. They've
Right.
always killed
But that
smaller
was
sharks.
right. But that was like usually like, you know, just nature does nature.
Yeah, nature does nature.
Now it seems like we're helping them. Now they're getting used to it. Now they're saying like people are fucking
you
hooking
saw
sharks.
Jaws, man. These sharks ain't dumb, fool. They're smart.
Well, and then okay.
So do more research on sharks.
Wait, bro.
You're gonna lose sleep on sharks.
No.
fool.
And I was gonna tell you this. No, I did it, bro. I saw that goddamn. I think this is what you're talking about. Okay, they always thought they were like loners, right?
Yeah.
But they're not, bro. They're like they actually have a partner, a friend, somebody around them,
A lady friend.
a lady friend, and they communicate, bro.
Yeah.
That you could tell that they communicate. That there's certain patterns. Like I was tripping out how all this, biologists, scientists are like talking about. Look at the way the tail moves. That tells something. And they can figure it out, bro. Like how they communicate with each other.
Yeah, like it's
certain
almost
movement.
like movement, and then also like I've heard that by them moving a certain way, it pushes the water a certain way, so it could be like through like vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's I'm not crazy about Shark Week stuff.
No, but-
because I feel like Shark Week is always the same thing. Like,
Right.
oh, look at the size of this thing. Rah.
Look at
You
this,
know?
look at
That's
air
it.
shark.
That's it. But
Yeah.
I mean, but when you start looking at sharks like on other stuff, man, like there's that one shark. I forgot what part of the world he's from, but he can actually breathe out of water.
Ooh.
So he.
No. Are you talking about?
It's like a smaller shark, right?
Right.
I mean, I still want to get close to it. It's like a smaller shark, and he goes up, and then when the tide goes down, he pretty much like starts to be able to breathe oxygen, and then he crawls. He literally like crawls to a little pond because the little fish get trapped there, and he eats them. And then he gets out of the water, starts breathing oxygen again. Like his gills like adapt, and something happens.
Bull
and then-
sharks.
Bull sharks?
Yeah, because they could go into sweet water.
There you go.
And that's what they do. They wait till the tide is high. They get caught up when the tide goes low.
Yeah.
And then they hop into the goddamn
and
little
they
ponds,
actually
or they
crawl.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, and they actually crawl. They like, that's scary, man.
Well, exactly. That's scary because and this fucking made me spin because the Earth is only 4.5. It's only 4.5 billion years old, guys. Humans or any type of subhuman species has been here for 200 million years. Whatever, we're not going by the Bible right now, man.
Yeah.
We're not going through religion.
Oh, it's not a
religious one right now, bro. I'm just going by whatever. Like, let's just say the people that were like ape humans, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
200 million years ago, right? But what trips me out is, so there's been evolution, right?
Yeah.
Evolution. we're seeing, like you said, we're seeing sharks that could actually jump off and be a little bit off the fucking ocean, crawl into something, but they're adapting. So, like you said, it's getting scary, dude.
So here's the other thing that I don't think I sent it to you, but me and Sam, Sam the Money Man, we're talking about, because there's been a lot of people bringing back old evolution theories, right? Mm-hmm. And one of them is that we actually didn't evolve from any sort of ape or any sort of like animal that walks on two legs. That it was
put here.
That it was specifically like we're specifically aquatic animals, like originally aquatic mammals, because one, we're born with fat, and our fat is different. Like no other, you know, like ape. This. No other ape has the fat like how we have it, right? And then what was the other thing that it had on it? It said it was like.
You have it on the DM.
Let me check it.
Yeah, but you're right. Because that's what makes us a little bit different than what you said, apes or any type of mammal that is land created. We're more into the ocean or water based mammals, right?
Well, and also too the fact that like when we're born, right, like as babies, we automatically know how to swim. Right,
and
like
when we're in the stomach or when we're in the
in the womb,
we're in water.
And
we're
also
liquid.
too, there's all those people that swear by underwater natural births, right? Because like as a baby, you naturally like hold your breath until you get out and breathe oxygen,
right?
And so there's a lot of stuff coming back.
So okay, so let me tell you this. So what do you think then? Just as a conspiracy.
Honestly, man, I think yes, it might just be like I feel like we definitely evolved from some sort of like aquatic mammal.
Aquatic mammal.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, and isn't that like what they believe that it was? That's how it happened, right? Like they said
There's like the evolution. Fish and like the crawling.
Yeah, that's what they believe in. Okay, let me ask you this though, and since. And the only reason I'm throwing it to see is because he's doubling down on this. He doesn't want us to help Mother Nature. But speaking about COVID-19, I mean, there's conspiracies that, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Corona has been here forever. If you guys look before this COVID-19, if you look at Lysol, you look at everything that said it prevents or it helps you with coronavirus, right?
Coronavirus, yeah.
Right. So it's been here. This is just the strand that we have right now.
Yeah, this is just COVID-19 because it was discovered in 2019.
In 2019.
So that's the base on the name.
Now, there's believes that it was in a lab, you know.
That it was man-made.
It was man-made. You know what? I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to say anything. But the issue here is Mother Nature still is a part of it because it was a virus that has been here through Mother Nature, right?
Yeah.
Now, Mother Nature, can this be a way for Mother Nature to kind of like also do some type of because we're reproducing at a higher pace than any other species in the world.
So two things I want to say.
Okay, go.
And this goes back to the polar ice caps melting.
Right.
So they have been finding new bacteria and new viruses in these ice caps that are melting.
Right.
So, for example, like that they were buried for like millions and millions of years. In ice. And technically, if you know anything about like, you know, how would you say it? Like bacteria.
It's frozen, yeah.
It's frozen, so it stays alive. It's
right. It's not
preserved.
dead.
It's preserved.
It's not
and
dead.
then the ice is melting, and then it's coming out into the world.
Okay.
You know? And then if it's able to live in water, then it's going into the ocean and it's working its way around the world pretty much. So,
and what do humans like to do?
Drink water.
Be at the beach.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know, because we're aquatic animals.
We're aquatic animals, guys. So here we go.
So they were showing that like last year, right, that scientists like discovered, I think it was like something like 32 like
new viruses
that are completely unknown to like any previous like human like records.
Think about that, guys.
And
how many you said?
Like 32. It was like 28 to 32. I don't remember what it was. I think it might have been 32 total, but 28 of them were like completely like,
unknown.
We had no idea what the fuck it was.
Fuck.
So it's like, Joe, because of global warming, are we, bringing out
viruses.
These viruses that have been dormant for so many years that if you think about it, maybe this virus wasn't deadly to a mammoth or a dinosaur or one of these animals, but to us, it's deadly. You know? It's like, you know, like your pet. Your dog might not be able to eat one thing and it could get really sick, but to us, we eat it like food.
I mean, it's crazy because we eat fish, guys. And I mean, I know there's some people that don't like any type of creatures from the ocean, but the majority of us eat anything from the ocean. I mean, we're Mexicans. We eat fucking ceviche. We eat everything.
Mariscos, everything. You know, I had somebody. Oh man, I love shrimp. Man. And they're like, you know, you're pretty much eating like, and I know everyone says, they're bottom feeders.
Right, the bottom feeders.
But the roaches. But then they showed me the picture of the anatomy of a roach and the anatomy of the shrimp and all of the other shellfish, and it was the same fucking thing.
Was it, bro?
Bro, it was pretty disgustingly close.
So are you still eating shrimp?
Oh yeah, I still had some ceviche this weekend. Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys this. It's very hard for you guys to turn away Latinos from eating any type of seafood, man. We grab it. Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, we're talking about new viruses that were in the ocean because of the ice caps, right, melting. Let's just say humans surfing or swimming, whatever, they're not gonna get them. But let's say a fish, right? Fish gets it. We eat the fish. Boom. There you go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or not just that, man. Like that fish, before we eat the fish, that fish gets it, and then it reproduces, and then
now you have
multiple. Exactly. Yeah. And that's how it really starts spreading. It's not just like one fish that swims over.
Now here we go,
Finding
guys.
Nemo. You know,
you guys could see this in The Simpsons, man. Watch The Simpsons.
Yeah, watch The Simpsons.
Just
man.
watch The Simpsons.
Watch The Simpsons,
man.
Let's start a Simpsons channel.
They start
instead,
predicting that shit, dude. So how is it they're predicting? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dog. Okay. Now, but do you think it's Mother Earth kind of like controlling us?
So that's the other thing I was gonna say. Okay. Did you ever watch that movie, The Happening?
Yeah.
That movie, I think a lot of people slept on it, man, and it was pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It was a little cheesy on some parts, but the concept behind it was kind of like a good message, you know. And you watched it, so how would you say it?
I mean, it's kind of like what's happening, bro. It's kind of like giving us a little fucking blueprint of.
A quick.
Go ahead, man.
Summary of the movie. I mean, is this a spoiler?
Nah, bro.
Okay.
I mean,
it's been out. It's been out for a minute. Forever. You should have watched it if not watch it anyways.
Yeah.
Pretty much, there's some sort of virus going around, and everybody is like committing suicide. Right. And pretty much like they don't know what's causing it. They don't know they're blaming all the other countries and blah blah blah.
Everybody's
blaming each other. And pretty much what it is, it's some sort of airborne virus that as soon as it gets in your body, you become suicidal and you kill yourself one way or another. Like any way you could think of, you know?
Right.
And at the end, it ends up being that it's actually the plants releasing some sort of toxin into the air, and it's causing you to kill yourself because it's like Mother Nature's way of protecting itself from extinction. Just how like with some plants, they kind of have like that smoky slime stuff inside of them that's actually poisonous to animals, so that's why the animals don't eat them.
Right.
And that's how those plants ensure their survival. Like it's the same thing when you think about it. It's airborne. So it's a good movie, man. It's an interesting movie.
Yeah, check it out. But but going back to it. So do you think this is kind of Mother Nature?
No, because I think COVID was man-made.
19.
Yeah, COVID-19. Yeah, specifically 19. Yeah.
Okay, so
other.
Nah, and I'm gonna hit him on conspiracies right now. Doubling down.
It's already like 5 down, bro. Quadruple.
All right. You think we're talking about Illuminati? We're talking about the NWO, you know what I mean, like New World Order.
Yeah.
You think since it's man-made, people believe that it's man-made. You think it's them, the elite, saying, you know what, let's just fucking try to.
You know what, man? I have some friends that are in the medical industry, and I'm not talking about like just like a dentist down the street.
No, you're talking about people. Yeah,
talking about people who
are in the mix.
Them themselves are barely in the mix, but their parents are like old, like
right,
old doctors, and they're 100% like, yo, don't Like get sick and get better. Don't take the vaccine. Don't do all this stuff. And I'm like, yo, like why? And they like just don't tell me shit. And I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? Like what? What the hell are you trying to tell me? And I'm like, dude, no, I'm taking the vaccine. You know, like 100%. Like this isn't no QAnon like QAnon conspiracy, man. Like take the vaccine. Well, but there's people that really do stand behind that stuff, and I'm just like, how, man? Like you're a medical expert, you're a doctor, you know the science behind this. Like, why not?
Well, and let's get to this. I don't know if you sent it to me or somebody sent it to me. They're like, oh, a doctor in Ohio, I believe, right? He went off saying that people become sterile.
Cuckoo, man.
Yeah, people become sterile, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, and once again, I mean, I don't know if this is just Latinos, you know what I mean, or whatever. But I know somebody that took the vaccine in February. And then the second one, I guess, is 30 days later, March. They were, I guess, 14 days, whatever. But in May, they got pregnant.
Yeah.
Bro, how did that happen, bro? If you get sterile.
If there's one thing that's happened from this pandemic, is babies.
More babies,
bro. Babies. All my homies have babies now.
Yeah.
Or they're expecting. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when I heard the whole argument behind it, I was like, bro, come on, man. I mean, I don't know who you like messing with, man.
Hey, man, like, come on, bro.
They told me, like,
if you're shooting blanks, just go to the doctor and talk to him. Don't make up a whole conspiracy theory on why you're shooting blanks. You know, like, go to the doctor, man. Like,
and I didn't want to get into the vaccines, but I'm about this. So you're not gonna take this vaccine, but you've taken all the other vaccines. So like, you can't pick and choose. Like, how are you like this is what I don't get about them. Like, I'm anti-vax, but only on this one.
Only on this one, yeah.
I'm not like the other ones. I can take them.
Like I know a few people that that their kids are homeschooled before COVID, right? They homeschooled their kids because they were anti-vaccine,
right?
And the public system would not accept them if they weren't vaccinated. I know those people, but that's a small number of people, man.
Right.
That's like 3 people out of all the fucking people I know.
Right.
Well, that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
But the amount of people that are against the vaccine right now seem to be like through the roof. And, you know, they're like, oh, that's not FDA approved. It's like, yo, neither is any tattooing.
Yeah, you guys get tattoos.
Yeah, everybody gets a tattoo. Like, what's the percentage of people that have a tattoo in the U.S.? It's stupid high.
Let's do this. People that take supplements.
Take supplements, man.
Are they FDA approved?
Dude, no, like, I want to say like 90% of the supplements you'll find in a nutrition shop say, and they have that little cross.
Yeah.
That means that it's a disclaimer. That means that it's not an FDA approved product. And that's why it has to fall into the nutritional category and all these other loopholes to be able to sell it to you, because it's pretty much synthetic bullshit.
I'm telling you guys, do your own thinking, man. Don't follow. I mean, man, this guy wanted to do this on purpose. He wanted me to get into it.
So I did not know we were going to get into this,
Okay. But yesterday, I hate getting into arguments with people in public, man. And I got into an argument yesterday because I heard one of these anti-vaxxers, and they actually had an audience, man. And people are agreeing, you know. And first of all, the anti-vaxxers about, like, I'm going to tell you guys this, closer to 60 than 50, you know what I mean? And talking to a younger person that has kids, and then the younger person's like, yeah, I got sick, but I didn't die. You know what I mean? And then talking to an obese guy, dude, like obese. I'm talking to somebody that was obese, and then the guy's like, yeah, man.
So average American.
Yeah, average American. Like, I'm not going to take the vaccine, you know, this and that. So they're talking about it. I'm not getting involved, because I'm going to tell you this, guys. Whether you're, like, pro-Republic or Republican, Democrat, whatever, I don't really get involved, man. Like, that's your personal beliefs or anything. But once you start, like, preaching it and telling people that, you know, other people are doing wrong by doing this, I'm going to say something about it, right? So I said, hey, man, what is the... So I asked a question, bro. I just said, what is the percentage of people that are currently getting sick in the hospital, that are dying, that are asking for the vaccine? Do you know? And they're like, he's like, none. And I'm like, well, wrong.
You're wrong.
The majority of them are asking for the vaccine.
I see it all the time, that like all these reports are coming out that say that almost every person on their deathbed
is asking for
the vaccine.
Right.
And the doctors are like, sorry, it's too late. Wouldn't do anything now.
Now, and I don't know how, I mean, it's weird because to this guy's, he's like the Messiah, bro. Fucking Donald Trump. They're like, well, Donald Trump, and I was like, it was weird, bro, because it was. He's like, Donald Trump did not take the vaccine, and then yesterday, what happened?
He did. He admitted
that he took the vaccine yesterday, bro.
So he admitted he took the vaccine at his rally.
At his rally, and people were booing him,
and
right?
people booed him, and then he tried to play it off like, oh no, but I'm fine, just take it. But if there's any side effects, you'll be the first to know. It's like, bro, shut the fuck up. Just say you took it,
and that's it.
That's it. Like, live up to it. Own up to it.
Yeah, own up. You know what I mean? Like.
And the other thing too, man, is that like, okay, how come they don't disclose all the other stuff that when he had COVID, they were giving him already all these booster shots. They were giving him all of this like
medication that is not FDA approved.
Exactly. Medication that was in the trial stages, not FDA approved. And that might be possibly why he survived.
Right.
Because this motherfucker was living off of cheeseburgers and shit from McDonald's.
And Coke.
Yeah. And the only walks that he would take were maybe like across the street for that photo op, at the church.
The backwards
Bible. Yeah, that one. So come on, man. Like,
okay, no. What about the governor from Texas?
Exactly.
Another guy that is like not about wearing a mask, not about fucking pushing the vaccine, but he took the booster already.
He took the booster,
and that other
it was something else. It was something else he took. So he took like 3 other like booster shots to help him beat COVID. So it's like, yo, homie, like, how are you gonna say you're against it and not before it?
Now you guys are probably saying, now this guy's went from Mother Nature to rambling about the COVID case. But here's where I'm gonna take it back, the spin.
Bring it back.
I brought it back because I said, didn't I tell you? Is this something where the elite are trying to get rid of just the regular people? And the reason why I'm saying that is because all these people are telling people not to take the vaccine, not to wear a mask. They've done it. Mm-hmm. They're taking the vaccine. They're taking precaution. You know what I mean? They're just telling you guys, or the people that are easily influenced, like, hey, don't do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't do it. Why? Because maybe they're saying, like, fuck it. I'm going to tell you guys a scary statistic. 4.4 million people have died from COVID already.
Damn.
And I was trying to see, because people were like, oh, it's just a cold. It's just the flu, right? And I was trying to look at the influenza, H1N1. Mm-hmm. The numbers are not the same, guys. This is already 4.4 million people died from COVID.
Yeah.
Over 212 people were infected. Yeah. Those are the numbers. And influenza, it's 1.7 million people died. It's not even close, bro.
Yeah.
It's not even
close. You can't compare.
It's not even close. When people are saying that this is like the flu, bro, it's not even that close, bro. And I was looking at a severe flu. I'm not even talking about like just a regular flu. Because if the numbers are this deep, if I look at the regular flu, guys, I'm not going to get to millions of people dying.
And let's go back to how accurate are these numbers, too. Because remember at the beginning of the pandemic, there was all that scandal of like the...
and people were getting money for fucking claiming that they were dead from COVID?
Yeah,
is that what you're saying?
Okay. And also... in China, how they were saying how they were disposing of the bodies and not counting of them before them so that they could act like they were containing the outbreak before it happened. Because remember how they took those aerial thermal shots?
Right.
And that there was specific pockets that were releasing a certain chemical, like, I don't know, like sulfur or something. Right. And that gas is only released into the air when there's large, like, organic matter being burned.
Damn.
So they were talking about like if those were like mass incinerations that were going on to try to act like they had it under control before they had it under control.
I believe it. And I'm going to tell you this.
China, man.
And I know it's China, man. I don't even know why we're mentioning China, dude. They might show up right now.
They might shut us down real quick.
All right. Yeah. So, no, but I was going to say this. Okay, there was another statistic. I forgot the number right now. It's been such a long time since we talked about this. But how many cell phone users they had in October of 2019 compared to how many they had like in December.
Yeah.
Like I'm not talking about they lost like 100,000 people. They lost million.
Yeah. And that's huge because I mean,
how do you just like
it's one way to really track people, right? Man. If you think they're tracking their location, I mean, even more general, they're tracking how many people, Yeah. And I don't think it was that every person in a city had 5 cell phones and then downgraded their plan into one cell phone. Like, nah, that
Hey,
didn't
man,
happen.
I'm gonna go from having 5 cell phones to just one, guys.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. But yeah, no, that's a good way because that to me is like proof right there.
So what we're saying is, man, if it's Mother Nature and like C says, let Mother Nature take its course. Mother Nature's trying to fuck us over, man, and make sure that we are becoming more, nature friendly, man.
Yeah, and I think we'd be giving too much credit to say that there's some sort of like, high up or secret society doing this too. I think they might be, if there is such a group, they didn't come up with this, but they're probably like creating more chaos with it and
More
running
confusion.
with it. More confusion, exactly. To get more control, because at the end of the day, if you divide people, it's easier to control them.
Right.
And
that's probably what they're doing, man.
And that's probably what we're doing.
Yeah, that's probably
I
what
mean,
they're
if
doing,
we
bro.
look at the last 4 years, right, 5 years, everything has been
Chaos.
some sort of chaos from one way or
Right.
another of dividing people.
Right.
Whether it's your political stance, whether it's what you should be doing on how to handle this virus, on what should be going on in the Middle East. Like if there's so many things that have been thrown at us that have divided people these last few years.
I'm just hoping, guys, we have an Earth for a planet Earth, man.
Yeah, honestly, man, I don't know if I want to live on Moon. Like, that's cool, but
I don't
want to
go to Mars, guys. I don't want to see the lady with the 3 breasts.
But I don't like to think that I don't really like to take flights that are longer than 6 hours. Like, why am I gonna jump on a spaceship?
For what?
For that better be some comfy seats, man.
Are they gonna even have first class? I mean, that's the only way this guy flies.
Nah,
Not me.
man.
I chump it with all everybody.
I don't even fly, man. I Greyhound, bro. Just
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know, guys. I mean, hopefully you guys, I mean, you know what breaks me? And this, I'm probably gonna close with this, guys. Is seeing the videos of, and because there's still like me, I pick up trash when I see trash in the streets. When I go to the beach, I try to pick up whatever litters out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not mine; it's other people's. You know what I mean? But I try to do it. But when I see the videos of like people cutting plastic from the sodas off the turtles or off the fish, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or fish that get tangled on certain type of plastic. When I see all that, man, that's what breaks me, guys, because it just shows how humans have, added something to their ecosystem that is making them either be in pain or not be the same. Like, I know we did a show before where we're saying there's chemical parts that are coming out of the plastic that are going into the fish. There could be a possibility of having cancer, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, so
that's true, man. Or like one thing that I showed you today, that it was talking about how a lot of these healthier organic places are selling so much fruit that has already been peeled and pre-packaged for you, right? Like you go to Whole Foods and they have like pre-packaged like sliced citrus of some kind or whatever. Bananas already peeled and put in a plastic bag, when it's like, like Mother Nature already made this pre-packaged for us in a biodegradable packaging, which is the skin of a banana or the peel
of an orange.
Exactly. And instead we're throwing that to trash, and then we're putting it in plastic that is not going to be biodegradable.
Right.
And now we're just trashing up the earth more.
So guys, let's help. You know what I mean? Let's try to do something.
This is
Billionaires. Help, man.
Billionaires, man. And I don't think people realize how much money there is in doing good.
Dude.
Like, and I'm not talking about like, let's not get into churches or anything like that.
No.
But that's a whole nother story. That's not, but just being good,
today.
man. Being good, man. Honestly, we didn't even really come up here with an agenda today, man.
We didn't. This
went full circle conversation.
Full circle because we were sharing about other things, and then nature hit on us, and then we just went off of that one. You know what I mean? So hopefully you guys appreciate this one, man. Hopefully you guys will do little changes. Could help a lot, man, for our kids' better future, for their kids' better future, and that'll be good, man. We'll have something to remember. I don't want to see my kids say, "Well, what was a turtle?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there you go. Peace out, guys.